Yeah, so I want to talk about what you've been building really quickly.
Yeah,
So when I was at Bitcoin.com, I won't put the person's name on docs because I respect their privacy, but one of the engineers on my team used to convert 80% or 85% of his paycheck, because we used to get paid in Bitcoin Cash, at least I did,
yeah, yeah,
and we
yeah.
paid Bitcoin Cash. And so he would
Everybody
immediately
did.
turn 85% of his Bitcoin Cash into a Tether, I think at the time. It might have been
Yeah,
USDC, I don't remember. But he was like, "Hey, man, I'm not able to play the volatility game. I have family, I have kids, so I have to be
yeah,
sure that the salary I'm getting is the salary I'm getting." And
yeah,
so he would do that immediately. So I remember even then kind of being like, that's a damn good use of a stable coin. And
yeah,
stable coins, like, what has prevented crypto from going mainstream? We've all thought about it so many times, and one of them is volatility. There's no question about it. Merchants just cannot live in a world where, at the end of the day, their capital can go up or down by 50%. They would love for it to go up, but they can't live in the world where it goes down. A lot of these merchants
yeah,
are on razor thin margins as it ends. So if you're talking about
yeah.
20% difference, they're out of business. And so I think that's a good way to circle back to what you guys have been researching and building. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, yeah. No, look, I mean, we a couple of things, right? I mean, we felt that prices, not only is the crypto market volatile, the fiat market's really volatile, and not only
Absolutely.
is the fiat stock market volatile, you also have this stable coin, the US dollar or the renminbi or the UK pound or the euro, that is allegedly super stable. And when they print trillions of dollars, we just felt that that was not a way that you can keep a currency stable. And the impact always comes later, and especially if you don't have a monopoly environment anymore, right? And they are, and they've lost the monopoly, right? With crypto coming in, all of a sudden there are different currencies there,
Yep.
and it's not governed by a centralized jurisdiction anymore, particularly not the cryptocurrencies. And so either way, there is inflation. We now have inflation, and we spotted that 2 years ago. And so we built Truflation, and we basically are now aggregating hundreds of millions of data points into one on a daily basis in real time, from various online sources, not
Mm-hmm.
manually, not anything. And it's super transparent. We provide it open source on a GitHub repo, and we're now trying to figure out what are the products that we could build out of this. And one of those products is ultimately a coin that's going to be pegged or tied to the inflation of a given nation.
Got it. So walk that out for me a little bit, because I know what stable coins do. They prevent me.
Yeah,
They protect me from the volatility of the crypto markets.
yeah,
But it sounds like you're talking about a subsequent protection that is a volatility against inflation. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes, exactly. So basically, the price will go up based on inflation. So if inflation's 13, the value of your coin is not $1 anymore; it's $1.13.
It's amazing.
And
Amazing.
yeah, so
Wow.
that's and it's got to be collateralized. I think one thing that we learned is the fact that you can't just have a purely algorithmic stablecoin with no collateral back behind it. And I think the team at Terra, they realized that, and so they were trying to build it. I think there were maybe 2 months, behind. In 2 months' time, they would have had a 50 to 60 to 80% collateralization, which would have made it a lot more stable. But as it turned out, they didn't. So a lot of people, unfortunately, lost their money, but so did a lot of institutions and a lot of those accredited investors as well, right? So, but either way, I think you need collateral backed, right? And if you look at examples like Volt and Frax, what they've done is they've shown that with an 80% collateralization, you can have
Mhm.
an algorithmic element to that, just covering maybe 20% of the exposure and trying to hold the peg.